What's an excuse to call off work that a boss can't argue with? I used to think there wasn't one until last winter when everything changed. I'd been working at Meridian Software for 3 years, under a manager everyone called Deadline Dan. Dan had this philosophy: personal problems end at the parking lot. He'd proudly tell new hires how he once coded through his son's graduation because the sprint was ending. We all nodded like this was admirable, not deeply sad. I never called in. Not when I had the flu, not when my grandmother died. I took calls during my sister's wedding rehearsal dinner. That's how it was. Then came the snowstorm. Forecasters called it historic. 30 inches expected overnight. By afternoon, you could barely see across the street. Everyone stays until the project's finished, Dan announced at 4 p.m. Weather's no excuse. My apartment was 20 miles away. The highway was already reporting accidents. I glanced at my phone. My roommate had texted, "Roads closing. Come home now." "Dan," I said, approaching his desk. "I think I need to leave before. We're delivering tomorrow." He cut me off. "Everyone's in the same boat." "But I live in the foothills," I explained. "The elevation?" He looked up, eyes cold. "What's more important, your job or a little snow? Make your choice." The way he said it, like a threat. I looked around at my coworkers, heads down, pretending not to hear. Some lived within walking distance. Others had already booked hotel rooms. I had neither option. "I'll stay," I mumbled. By 8 p.m., the power was flickering. The parking lot had disappeared under white. My roommate's texts grew increasingly frantic. "Highway patrol closing all roads at 9. Where are you?" Dan walked by, coffee in hand. "Making good progress, team. Another few hours." That's when Eliza, our newest developer, stood up. Eliza was quiet, brilliant, and had started just 3 weeks ago. "I'm leaving," she announced. The room went silent. Dan's smile vanished. "We're not finished." "I understand that," she said, packing her laptop. "But this storm is dangerous, and I'm not risking my life. If you walk out that door," Dan said, "don't bother coming back." Eliza paused, looked him directly in the eyes. "That's a shame, but no job is worth dying for." She zipped her coat and walked out. Nobody moved. Then Raj stood up, then Michelle. Soon half the room was putting on coats. "Where do you all think you're going?" Dan shouted. "Home," someone said simply. I found my courage and joined them. The next morning, roads were closed. Power was out across the county. 3 people died in accidents that night, including someone stranded on the exact route I would have taken. I couldn't reach anyone from work until 2 days later. Michelle called me. "Dan's gone," she said. "Fired?" "Number, resigned." Apparently, after we left, he tried driving home himself, ended up in a ditch, had to be rescued by emergency crews who risked their lives in the blizzard. He sent management an email the next day. When we returned, our director called a meeting. "I want to apologize," she said. "What happened was unacceptable. No deadline is worth your safety." 2 weeks later, Eliza became our new team lead. In her first meeting, she shared one simple policy: if you don't feel safe, whether it's weather, health, or anything else, stay home. Work will wait. People can't be replaced. Last month, during another snowstorm, I texted Eliza that I couldn't make it in. Her response was immediate. "Already assumed you weren't coming. Stay safe." Later, she added, "The best excuse for missing work is protecting yourself. Anyone who argues with that doesn't deserve your talents." I printed that message and pinned it to my wall.